There it goes.
It says end.
We live.
It don't say live.
It says in stream.
Oh, it's different than what it normally says.
We on a little something different here. Let's see.
Can y'all hear us? Is it working?
Is it working? Yeah, it says thank you. We're alive.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had to do something a little different today. For some reason, it was not picking up my camera on Google Chrome, which is what we always use. So I had to swap browsers. So I hope it goes smoothly today.
Yes,
Fingers
today
crossed.
we got to say what today is. Tuesday, October the 17th
That's it.
at 4 o'clock
Yep.
Central Time here in Alabama.
Alabama. Well, I didn't have to do the woo pig suey.
Thank goodness.
I thought, whoo, got close there at the end though. Whoo. Started getting worried. I started having to practice it on up there. I thought for a minute my woo pig suey, but I didn't have to. They survived.
They survived. I was just thinking about Alabama.
Yeah.
And I don't know what made me think about it, but I was thinking about the spelling of Alabama.
Yeah.
And that led me to the spelling of Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi. I wonder if people had a problem spelling Alabama.
Nah, that's easy.
You think it's easy for everybody?
I think it's easy for everybody.
Because I always had a problem spelling Florida.
Did you?
Yeah, I never knew if it was IDA or DIA.
Oh.
You know, growing up.
Growing up as a kid.
It just,
yeah.
I don't know. Makes you wonder. Because you live here, it's easy.
What is it? Like M-I, crooked letter?
Humpback, crooked letter. Yeah, all that stuff.
Oh, man.
Maybe they didn't use that everywhere. Maybe
also, I remember about Mississippi?
What?
Now, when we played football at, PE or whatever, you couldn't rush the quarterback right off the bat because he wouldn't have time. You didn't have nobody blocking for you.
Okay.
It's like you go and everybody goes out for. So if you was a defender and wanted to get to the quarterback, you'd play either 5 Mississippi or 10 Mississippi. And you'd have to say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. And when you got to 5, then you could go after the quarterback, or 10, whatever rules you had.
I guess when you say 1 Mississippi, it's like a second.
Almost like a second.
Interesting. Yeah. And I wonder if that was an Alabama thing.
I don't know if that's an Alabama thing or not.
Because why wouldn't you say 1 Alabama?
I don't know. Mississippi's what we always used.
Yeah.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Then some people would cheat and go 1 Miss, 2 Miss, 3 Miss, 4.
That's wrong. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Gosh, we've been busy as always, but a little more so than usual.
And today was a crazy day.
Well, no, this past weekend.
This week's been a crazy week.
And it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday?
So everybody wants to know, how is the new emu doing?
What new emu?
Well, that one out there with Nugget.
Oh, Goldie's doing great. So far, so good. I say people. They're not people. I talk to them like they're people, but they're not people. But they're both of them are settling down a good bit. We think about if Goldie hadn't shown up, we'd be talking about how has Nugget adjusted.
Yeah, but it all happened at one time.
But I mean, we literally had gotten Nugget moved. I mean, the gate hadn't even shut good when you got the call. Well, really, honestly.
Okay, so I had to take Mary Carl to the orthodontist that day in Montgomery, and it was raining. And so I'm at the orthodontist with Mary Carl getting her teeth adjusted. And let me tell y'all the craziest part. The night before, I had a dream.
Oh, that's right.
About my friends, Kathy and Stan at JK Farm.
I forgot about that.
And it wasn't a dream. I'm telling y'all a story. I woke up during the middle of the night and I had them on my mind. And I said to myself, I haven't talked to Miss Kathy in a while. I need to reach out to her tomorrow and see how they're doing. Because we keep in pretty close contact. But it has been a minute. Well, of course, I had to take Mary Carl to the orthodontist. So that thought of reaching out to her was not fresh on my mind.
Right.
I'm sitting in the doctor's office and I get a text from Miss Kathy.
Right.
And she tells me what has happened, that Pepita was missing at the time. And
which is the male.
Pepita was Goldie's brother, which is also Nugget's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he was missing. And she was kind of frantic at the time. So I said, can I call you? Because I couldn't text all this at the dentist office. So I step outside and I call her and I find out the details. And I told her that, well, she told me that she wasn't eating because he wasn't there. And she was about to escape the area that she had her contained in because she was trying to go find him.
Right.
Who was not there. And so it was raining. I was at the dentist with Mary Carl, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to figure out when we could make it work to go get her. I didn't think that it would be a problem for her to load up when it was raining.
Yeah.
But I didn't want Miss Kathy to have to get out in the rain. Anyway, long story short, we make it to where I go home from Montgomery, which is the same direction as where Kathy and Stan live, by the way. So I had to go the opposite direction, go home, get the horse trailer, because you were working.
Mm-hmm.
Get the horse trailer, and Mary Carl and I take off right then because you and I had conversed over the phone, and we decided that sooner was better than later.
Right.
Especially since she wasn't eating.
Yep.
It wasn't an ideal situation at all, but what else could we do? She's not eating. I mean, she could in turn die from mourning the missing at the time her husband.
Yeah, brother.
Well, it was her husband too.
Uh-huh.
Got a message in the meantime that they found him, and it was tragic. And so we knew at that time that we had to do it.
Yeah.
Then
right.
There was no coming back.
Right.
And I'd already told her if he were to show back up, then I'm bringing her back. But then when she found him, I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Right.
So Mary Carl and I just went directly right then. And I was so surprised at how well she loaded.
Yeah, you said she was really tame.
She was.
Yeah, she's really tame.
She never, we had her in a small area where she was confined. She never kicked. She never jumped. She never acted scared.
Right.
She just impressed me to the fullest. And we got her loaded up, and it was on from that point. Can y'all imagine going down the interstate, looking beside you, and seeing a neck that long sticking out of a trailer, and it being an emu? Because every time I looked in the rearview mirror, I could see her sticking her head out the window. And all I could think was, if I was the car next to him and I didn't know too much about emus,
right,
I probably would have had a wreck trying to figure out what was that dinosaur that was just hanging out the.
I bet a lot of them thought it was an ostrich.
Well, I don't know what they thought, but.
Oh, me.
Mary Carl and I got some laughs out of it, I'll tell you that.
I bet so.
We turned a bad situation into a good one, watching her and thinking of what others must have been thinking.
Right. That's funny, though.
Then you lost the footage of...
I did.
Of getting her unloaded, which, you made the best out of it. But at the time, it was like, you didn't know what all you had. You didn't know what you had lost.
Oh, I knew I would have lost. I knew what I had lost.
But it was...
I knew I had lost everything. Her coming in, y'all pulling up, looking at the trailer. And I feel like I do a lot better job of live action, like she was here explaining stuff versus
recreating it,
doing commentary. I'm just not a commentary type person. I don't feel like, I don't know, but it's a lot easier
to show what's going on. It's
way easier.
Well,
but
I tell you, it went just about as smooth as it could have went.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, she loaded up easily. She came out easily.
Yeah.
And there was no drama.
Not drama at all. Nugget did go over there. Funny thing though, y'all, seriously, Nugget went over there and saw her for about 5 seconds, if that. Then it was, I bet y'all it may have been an hour before he went back over there.
He was just.
He did not give 2 cents that she was in there.
He was just cleaning our shoes. And you caught all that, didn't you? Or did you not?
No, all that's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost everything. All I had was 3 videos, basically, and half of them were Mary Carl's, where she videoed, her being loaded and in the thing, and then one video of me showing them together that evening right before I fed it that night.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all I had.
Well,
it was gone.
He was not interested. Jason thought that if there was a side to the way they showed, that Nugget kind of stood up to her.
Yeah, to me, Nugget was, I don't want to say he wasn't aggressive, but he was more
the leader
of the two.
And it may be because this is his property. But Miss Kathy, I reached out to her and I told her that all was well. We had them together and there was no ruckus.
Yeah.
And she said, I hope she's being nice because she ruled Pepita.
Yeah.
She was the boss of him.
Right.
And, that's why we've been hesitant all this time about adding an additional female with Nugget. It's because we've always heard that females are dominant or aggressive.
Or can be aggressive, yeah. That's what we always were told. But then we had some people that we, recently became friends with that had emus. And it was actually 2 other people. And they both said that was not the case with them at all.
They said, get a female.
Yeah, they've had 0 issues whatsoever with the female emu, and for us to get one, and don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. And so, y'all, Random Okie Homestead is somebody that we had recently talked to.
Mm-hmm. That's one of them. Yep.
And she has emus, and she has ostriches as well, which is not something we're interested in. We're not that brave. We'll leave that for Lester.
Lester can have all the ostriches he wants.
And she was one that said, you should get a female.
Yeah.
And so we had even talked to her about possibly when the hatching season happens, October, November, December, January, whenever, about getting a female from her to add to Nugget.
Right.
And, I think this, it's the worst case scenario because we hate what happened.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it's the best case scenario, I think, for Nugget.
Yeah.
Because introducing him, you couldn't put a baby in there. You would have to wait until it was. And y'all know what would happen? It would be in our house until it was big enough to get up on the kitchen counters. and I think he would be a little bit spooked out by a baby.
This worked out because she was tame. Stan and Kathy spend time with them. And so, it worked out great.
It worked out. I mean, I hate it. I hate this situation. I don't mean to skip that part. But and there's no way he could know who she is because they were around each other for a car ride.
That's it.
From Auburn, Georgia to Auburn, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then she and Pepita left the box, so to speak. Did you put any of that footage in there?
Mm-hmm. I added that on there.
Smart man.
Added on there. I will say, talking about Lester, so Lester's the one that I went to because he has ostriches. And, he started out with Carl, very similar. We have Nugget.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brought in some ostriches. And I couldn't remember if he just added them or did he separate them or whatever. So I sent him a text. I said, hey, how did you handle your ostriches? And I told him what was going on. He immediately said, put it in there with him. He said, they're the same type of animal. Put them in there. He said, I'm telling you, it's going to be okay. So we did. And so he was texting me while this was going on because he was curious. And plus he had told me to do it. So I think he may have been nervous after the fact. He told me to do it. And I told him, I said, I literally don't think Nugget knows he's an emu. Because Nugget, he didn't care anything about it. He did not. It was now they're kind of walking about, but they're
still not side by side.
No.
But even though Pepita and Goldie lived together, I don't think they were ever side by side.
Well, here's the thing. Emus are solitary animals. They're not pack animals. animals
Right. Until breeding season.
until breeding seasons. Then they'll go out and then they'll find their mate or whatever. And I think once the baby's done, once the male hatches the baby and raises the baby, I think the female goes off. So they're not actually, not like goats or cows or anything like that. But it's still nice to have. I think it's still nice for them to have each other.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you remember
Yeah.
Christine, which is where Mildred
Mhm.
came from? Her emus, they didn't stay right side by side.
No,
Remember?
they didn't, but they did a little bit.
A little.
But not. I know when we went and visited Stan and Kathy, Pepita and Goldie were with each other.
Yeah, but I don't think they're like each other's shadow.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know.
We'll find out though as time goes on.
Well,
We'll find out. But I will say this: when we go out there, Nugget follows us.
Oh yeah,
and goes straight. Nugget goes and fills the pools up. Nugget goes and helps with feeding.
It's just like it's always been.
Always have been, and that was one of my biggest fears with moving Nugget to a much larger area. And not a fear. I don't mean that being negative, because if he wants to wander off, he gets to do whatever he wants to do because we want him to be happy. But I thought, heck, if we put him in here, that he may not come up to us anymore. He'll be, occupied walking way off or whatever. But so far, y'all, that has not been the case at all. And I don't think it's ever going to change.
Well, initially, that whole area was going to be one. It's just going to be one fence around the whole pasture and then come back to the stall. And Jason said, Brooke, I'm just scared we're never going to see Nugget again. I'm scared he's going to go on the other side. He's going to get up in those woods and we're never going to see him again.
Yep.
And, that had not crossed my mind. But then when Jason said that, I thought, I don't want that to happen. And that's when we decided to divide the pasture. But the pasture being divided has nothing to do with him staying where we can see him.
No, because we've already talked about it. Our next fencing project is going to be around the pond, which is connected to Nugget and Goldie's pasture. And we're going to leave the gate open for now.
That's right.
So they can have that whole big area.
And they can come and go as they please.
That's right.
And I could have, if Nugget had if the cats had not been in the barn this morning, Nugget would have came inside the barn with me.
I believe it.
He just walks right beside, he's just so curious and he just is so attached to us.
Yeah.
That he would have went in the barn. And he goes in and out of the stall. It's just nothing, not a big deal to him.
Yep.
And that was fast.
It was fast. He went in that stall pretty quick. The next day he was really going in that stall.
He's no longer concerned about his old area.
No, he's not. They're all calming down. Even the geese.
Oh, the geese, yeah.
I will say this because I've seen a lot of people ask. She is eating and drinking now.
Yes.
Well, look at there. There's my buddy, the Texas Garden Guy. Buddy, what's going on, my man?
How about that?
If y'all not following the Texas Garden Guy and you like gardening, especially in small areas, y'all go please check him out. He does a lot of container gardening. He does it all in his backyard. Super nice guy. So y'all be sure to check him out. But he the geese. Since we've moved the geese, when you fill them pools up now, what is going on?
They are very vocal about their pools being filled up.
Goodness gracious.
Whereas in the past, there hasn't been so much vocalization.
I don't know what in the world's going on with them, y'all, but
I don't know either.
Whoa.
They're loud. They are very vocal. I'm doing the filling up, so I don't know what it sounds like, but I'm sure you can hear inside the house just as well as you can outside.
It's crazy.
Okay, so this morning, y'all know as well as I do, Dee Dee comes with me everywhere I go outside. So I'm working on Nugget's area this morning while you were over with Moody and the boys, and Dee Dee was with me. And I always keep an eye out because I don't want anything to happen to her. Y'all, I turned around and Dee Dee was in the fence.
In Nugget's pasture?
In Nugget's pasture.
Goodness.
And as soon as I saw her, Nugget was with me. He was helping fill up the pools. And I caught her out of the corner of my eye and I thought, oh, gracious, I got to get her out of here.
Yeah. And
so I watched Nugget for a minute to see what his reaction was going to be. Nothing.
Really?
He doesn't care.
I wonder if he just hasn't, that's still not his territory because it hasn't been a week yet.
I don't know,
Has
Jason.
it been a week? It hadn't been a week yet, has it?
Um,
No, hadn't been a
please
week yet.
don't ask me. I don't know.
Hasn't been a week yet.
But he was not. He saw her. There's no doubt.
Right.
I'm standing there with her.
Right.
He shows her no attention whatsoever.
That's good, though. That's good.
Oh yeah, I was
good.
very relieved
That's
to
good.
see that he didn't. I mean, she was aware that he was there. When she realized it, she got out of there, which I'm kind of glad. But yeah, my eyes were watching them very close. And I'm surprised.
That little T-Rex coming at you.
I am so surprised at how that worked. Little T-Rex.
Oh.
Dee Dee's little. He's huge to her.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm always careful about Jessie, and I'm always careful about Nugget.
Yep.
And now animals are unpredictable in all species, but those are the two that
that's the two we have to
express extreme concern about.
Yeah, that's the two we have to watch for. Those two right there. I tell you, Jessie is
a firecracker.
She's starting to be a little bully in there with the goat, even towards Mildred. Mildred's scared of Jessie, y'all. I'm not kidding.
This morning she loaded up, and by loading up, I'm talking about Jessie.
Oh yeah, loading up.
She loads up her legs.
Yeah.
And Mildred's just standing there wanting me to love on her. I said, Mildred, you better get out of the way.
Yeah.
And I could see it coming. And poor Mildred. I don't know how she stand it, to be honest with you.
Jessie is.
It's not constant.
It's not constant. It's not constant at all. But here's the thing: you have to watch her if you want to go talk to or love on another animal. You have to do it when Jessie's not watching, because Jessie wants your full attention. She wants every bit of it. So if she happens, if you go over there and talk to Mildred and love on Mildred, and she sees it,
oh yeah,
and you don't stop and start giving Jessie attention, she gets them 6-shooters ready, and 2 of them, and and the animals know it already.
Oh yeah,
they all know it now. She swings that back end around, and they're all going. They know now that, she is going to be,
Yeah, she winds up.
So I've gotten really used to it now, and I kind of watch it. So
I mean, she never does that to us.
Oh no.
Not
at all.
It's only if somebody's getting some attention and she deserves the attention.
She gets a little jealous.
So, Peaches is fine. She doesn't do anything to Peaches.
Mm-mm.
This morning, I stood there because I leave the goats locked up in their stall while Peaches eats. Mildred and Jessie are out.
Yep.
And she's fine. But I don't know. Maybe she sees she needs to be dominant to Mildred.
I think she's just jealous. I think she wants all the attention.
I don't know.
I think she's just all, and I think that's how donkeys are.
Maybe, but that doesn't make me not love her.
Oh, goodness, no.
We love her. She has a wonderful personality, except for when she does the wind up.
We just have to adjust. Yeah. That's all, and that's what I've been doing, is adjusting. Also now,
you hear the dog howling.
Somebody's howling.
It's Arlo. He's the world's.
That's who it is. It's Arlo. Also, what I do now is that if she is around, I sit on the picnic table, and so the goats will come up on the picnic table with me. And then, of course, she can't get to them up there, and so I can talk and love on the goat from the picnic table without her interrupting, and I can, pet her too at the same time.
I guess it was last Tuesday's live when I was telling y'all that if I have to put the animals up at night, I'm in trouble.
Oh.
I got it. I got this, y'all. I probably put them up, I would say 4 times.
I think so. You done
probably
it
4 times.
Yep.
And I got it. And they listen to me just like they do Jason.
They're well behaved.
And I couldn't ask for a better outcome.
Yeah, it works out well. They're doing great.
It does. It works out really well, and I'm super proud of how everybody has adjusted so quick.
Fast. In a week. They learned it in a week.
We had 2 goats that were not wanting to go up as quickly as they should have initially, but they got it. I mean, there's no question.
They got it.
Everybody goes in their own stall. And I thought that was going to be such a hump to get over.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder than what it was, but it wasn't. It really wasn't that hard at all.
No,
it really wasn't.
It wasn't. It's just they're creatures of habit, and they depend on you to be their habit. As
Mhm.
long as you do that, then they follow suit.
They do. It was easy. It
It-
really was
It's
easy.
kind of comical
Yep.
to see when they see us pull up on the side by side, usually late in the afternoon, and they automatically want to go in their stalls.
Yeah.
They automatically want to go in
You
because
know,
that's where they're fed.
we thought, some of you guys suggested it too, was get a bell and this and that. You
They're
don't have
waiting on us.
They're ready.
They're
You don't have to
waiting
do
on us.
anything. Just start filling up them feed buckets, and that's all they need to hear.
Yep. Yeah. And
They
they're
got
by
it.
all means, they're not hungry. It's just routine.
Oh, it's just routine. It really is. Just routine.
And another happy critters, so to speak, are our chickens. We moved our chickens, the chicken bus, to the new garden. Well, the old garden.
Yep.
The summertime garden, I should say. And so I took care of them this morning. And let me tell y'all, when we first moved the bus, they were just where the peas were planted, the black-eyed peas.
Yep.
There were some shoots that were coming up, and they were devouring what was left over. But now, this morning, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're utilizing the whole area. And do y'all know how wonderful this is going to be next spring when we go to get ready for garden plots again?
Oh, yeah. Well, they're fertilizing it for me.
They're fertilizing. They're turning that ground over. We're going to have the best garden grounds in Chilton County one day.
One day.
We're working
on it. I'm starting to figure things out.
Well, we're going to, do some plot rotation and have some plots pre-prepared.
I'm making smaller plots too. That was one mistake that I made last year, is that I made the plots too big, and they were just too big. They just got overwhelming at certain times, and I'm not going to make them that big anymore. I'm just going to do smaller plots. So.
We're going to make it work. We're going to figure it out. We're going to come up with a composting system that's much better than what we've used in the past.
And especially now with the stalls, it's a lot easier to collect the manure from the animals.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's going to work out
and
great.
all that can be, as you guys know, reused. And we're going to take advantage of that.
Yep.
Because, we hadn't had a system up until now.
We've tried to come up with stuff, but nothing's really worked. And plus, nothing was set in stone, really. Things have been moving around, but it's starting to take shape how we want it permanently.
Yeah, we can see the future.
Yeah. And
before, you guys know that when we talked to you about where the barn was going to go, it was hard for you to imagine in your mind. And it was just that hard for us to imagine.
Right.
We couldn't go off and build a compost bin where we didn't know where the barn was going to sit exactly.
Right.
So I just feel like things are falling into place. And
it is.
And it's becoming, I can't tell you how much easier it is to feed in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Now.
It is, isn't it?
Well, because things are so much more organized. It's like a system.
Yeah.
The only animals over in the old pastures, Loretta and Gus, and then the boys. And the chickens, and then the ones at the barn. But it works. It works.
Yep.
And I feel like it's so much easier. I don't know. I don't know if I
think so.
Imagine that.
I think it's easier. I really do. I think it's all getting easier. Plus the feed being in the barn now versus
outside. Yeah, there's no moisture. It was in feed barrels, but still, if it's raining, we have a way to keep ourselves out of the rain when we get the feed, and
animals too.
Yep. They had shelter, of course. But they didn't have a way that they could eat and be out of the rain. They wouldn't eat. Goats won't eat in the rain.
Right.
So they needed that.
Yeah, we wouldn't even feed if it was raining outside.
If it was pouring down rain, they're not going to come eat. Yeah, so there's no point.
We'd wait.
We'd wait until it quit raining and let them enjoy their food.
I saw that Christine said that we don't need a bell for the goats. The goats need a bell for us to ring it when they're ready to eat.
They don't need to do that.
They need to be ringing it all the time.
Ringing it all the time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'd be ringing it back, telling them their hay's full.
Oh my goodness, I thought that was funny.
Your hay is full all the time.
Come feed us.
Come feed us.
Thank goodness Loretta don't have a bell.
Oh my gracious.
Ooh, goodness
y'all,
gracious.
I gotta show y'all this picture.
Y'all, I think Loretta could eat 24/7. I'm not gonna lie. Gus probably could too, but Gus, they are total opposites of each other. They are. Oh my gracious.
And this is not Peaches. This is Loretta. Yesterday morning, it was a chilly 46 degrees. Is that
Yep.
right, Jason?
It was about 46 in the morning.
And
This morning.
Y'all know she's deaf. She can't hear. So Gus hears me as soon as I come out the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And he's,
Yeah.
up and down the pasture. Not Loretta.
Yeah.
Because she can't hear.
Yeah.
So, y'all, I didn't see her. And it kind of spooked me for a second because I was like, where is she? She's always asleep in the porta hut. Well, I had to go find her. She was in the hay, all tucked up.
Yeah.
She had made herself a bed just like Peaches does. And Gus gave her permission to sleep in, obviously.
I guess so.
But when she realized, I went over there and I touched her. And when I did, boy, it was on. It's like, oh, I wasn't asleep. I wasn't asleep. I'm right ready to eat. I was not asleep.
Well, we just recently found out that Gus is an uncle.
We found out today.
Uncle Gus.
Uncle Gus. Miss Amy sent me.
She's on here too. I just saw her.
Is she?
Yep.
I believe it was 7.
Oh, look at them.
7 babies. Gus is an uncle. Peaches, his half sister, had piglets today.
Oh, Uncle Gus.
Look at those cuties.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
So if y'all want to know more about Gus being an uncle, go check out Misty Dawn Farm.
Yes.
Misty.
Oh man, I tell you,
Farm.
I think we say this every time we have baby animals or see baby animals, but there's not much cuter than a baby pig.
Baby pigs are precious.
Piglets are absolutely the cutest little things you ever seen.
And those are so colorful.
They are. They are really colorful.
They are really colorful. But how ironic that Gus's is it Gus's sister? Yeah. Its name is Peaches.
Yeah.
That, my friend, that's great.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's great.
Oh,
There's
Peaches.
a pig that lives, when we go to town from where we live, there's a pig that we sometimes see walking up and down the road.
I wonder if Nick and Zoe have seen that pig.
I have a feeling they probably have. Nick, have you ever seen the pig that looks like Peaches walking on the side of the road? If you do, don't pick her up because it's not Peaches.
Not Peaches.
But y'all, I get so tickled. And every time we see it, we say, there goes Peaches.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Peaches.
She doesn't get in the road.
No, she doesn't get in the road.
She's on a mission with her nose to the ground, walking on the side of the road. It's quite funny.
Man.
Tell me if Nick's seen the Peaches
I
on
will.
the side of the road.
And Amy said that the Piglet video will be out in 2 hours.
2 hours.
I hope we didn't mess her up.
I hope not to.
Hey, they seen her.
I bet they thought it was Peaches.
Oh, I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't try to catch her.
It's not that far from our house, and I'm gonna tell y'all, the first time I ever saw it, I was like, "That's Peaches," but it's not.
Perry Hill Farm said they had a piglet get out while they were gone to the Homesteaders of America, and Erica had to catch it by herself.
Oh no, there is something about catching piglets.
Listen, there's 2 things that near about impossible, and that's catching a piglet, and that's catching a chicken.
Yeah,
it is. They will fool you. I mean, they will fool you. There's a reason why they at the old timey state fairs that they had that pig catching contest for the kids, because it is hard. Whoo.
Y'all, there were many a frustration held by us at our old farm back when we had
my gracious,
American guinea hogs, because
my gracious,
we used an electric fence to keep them in, and when we had babies, they could just root themselves up under the bottom wire of the electric, and they would just go fast. And the electricity wouldn't hit them.
I'll tell y'all, we mentioned it several times before, but pigs are one of the smartest animals. I think I've read it's like the 5th. They're smarter than a dog. And it was our 3rd generation. So we had our first batch of piglets, and it was American guinea hogs.
First batch.
Yep. First litter. And then it was the second litter, and they got a little bit smarter each time about the electric fence, electric netting. And so we didn't have any issues with them getting out the first ones, and the second ones were every now and then. It wasn't a bunch every now and then, but that third litter, every one of them had figured it out. And of course, electric fences now kind of pulse. So, it's just boom, boom, boom. It's not electric all the time, at least the ones that we've always dealt with recently. It's a pulse. And those piglets learned to time that pulse, y'all, because you could hear it, just like a little tick, tick, tick. They timed it. And when that little pause, they would take their nose, flip that fence up, and run right up under it. And it became,
let me tell y'all something,
aggravation to the third degree.
But I got so tickled at Jason because it would make him so mad. And a lot of y'all say sometimes that you can't imagine this guy being mad. And it really wasn't madness, it was frustration.
It was aggravation.
But it was funny. I wish that I had some kind of secret video that I have held back all this time with him trying to catch those pigs. Well, it was us, but I got a laugh out of it, whereas he didn't think it was too funny.
Hey, there's sometimes that I would leap and just, it was just luck. And I would leap and I would literally do just the perfect grab, tackle, nobody gets hurt. Just that I would think, man, if an NFL scout saw me, they'd probably sign me up.
That was probably some of the most frustrating times that we fought.
Oh my goodness.
That and doing meat chickens in a Joel Salatin style tractor.
Yeah. Those were frustrating times too.
Those were frustrating.
But those little pigs, I'm telling y'all the truth.
They were cute. They were cute, to say the least.
They were cute.
They didn't bring a smile to Jason's face most of the time.
Not them. It's kind of like, my mama has said it about me because I was a pretty, I wasn't the perfect child growing up. I kind of got in, I kind of stayed in trouble and stuff. And she always said if she'd had me first, she never would have had a second one.
But it wasn't that you got in trouble. Like you didn't.
No, not like, yeah.
Not bad stuff. You were just hyper.
I was hyper and I didn't sleep and
stuff like that.
I was wide open and that kind of thing. Well, she always, people say that just a joke, nobody's being serious. It was just jokingly. But, if we would have had if those first litter of pigs would have been like that third litter, we would have got rid of pigs a long time.
Y'all, it got to the point where, okay, so Jason would be at work and I would do my darndest to try to get the pigs back in before he got home from work.
Right.
And how dare I send him a text at work to tell him we got to put the pigs up when you get home. I just let him drive down the driveway and see them everywhere. Goodness. Because I didn't want to let him know what he was up against.
Y'all, oh my gracious.
He would not have been happy.
My biggest fear is that they were going to get out. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if a pig turns feral, like if you have a pig and it gets out and it goes with a pack of feral pigs, that pig will turn feral in months and literally change shape, change form, everything. Its face will change. And after a period of time, it will no longer look like your cute little American guinea hog. It's going to look like a full-fledged feral pig. It's weird. It's kind of actually amazing, really. But my biggest fear is that our pigs are going to get out
and go in, join a pack.
Cause because we didn't have any wild pig issues, but they were going to cause wild pig issues, and then it was just going to multiply and just be craziness because they can get out of hand.
Well, I think one of your happiest days on the farm was when we decided to no longer do pigs.
No longer do pigs.
And it was a great experience, so to speak.
Yeah, it was.
But it was also not good for our timing.
Yeah.
They always got out at the wrong time.
It was.
It always, it took longer than what we expected. It was not a good experience. Mm-hmm. Not to deter anybody from raising pigs. They were good when it was Mom and Daddy.
Yeah.
When it was Bonnie and Clyde, that's what their names were. Registered names, Bonnie and Clyde. Before there were any babies, they were good. But
Yep.
once they started reproducing, that's when the trouble started. And you can't stop it.
Yeah, you can't. They're too smart.
They're too smart.
They're too smart. There's something else. Oh, you got it. What you got? Anything?
I was just thinking.
You was just thinking?
I was just thinking.
I was going to tell you this because I love talking about memories and old movies and that kind of thing. My buddy Michael Key, who I hadn't seen on here today.
Yeah, I seen him.
You saw Mike on
Yep.
here? He sent me a text or a message, and it was the intro to Fraggle Rock.
I loved Fraggle Rock.
So
y'all have never heard me say I liked any kind of TV show, but I liked it. Down with Fraggle Rock.
Listen, when the song came on, well, I probably haven't seen that show since 1985 or whenever it was, 83 or whatever. There's Mike.
Yeah.
Y'all, literally, I sung the word for word in my mind. And even at the end, where the guy goes, down at Fraggle Rock. I mean, I knew every word. And it's almost like sometimes a song or music is literally like a time machine.
Yeah.
Bring
back memories. And
you really, if you sit there and think, you really go back in time. It is crazy.
I'll tell you my memory. And this
Fraggle Rock?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about this the other day.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I've told you guys before that my daddy worked at a funeral home.
Right.
And that's what he did all my life, was worked at a funeral home. So there were two brothers that owned the local funeral home. One of them's name was Skeet, and one of them's name was Spike.
That's honest God truth.
Skeet and Spike Island, and they were brothers. So the wife of Skeet was the secretary. Her name was Claudine. So one year for Christmas, I had one of those little radio things.
Yeah.
Those little PlayStation tape recorder things.
Yeah.
And
was it like a
it was
rectangle?
plastic, and it would look like a little jam box kind of thing.
Yeah,
It was little.
I know what you're talking about.
And I got a tape.
Uh-huh.
And do you know what that tape said?
What?
It was a song, and it was like a cartoonish kind of song, a kiddie song.
Yeah.
My name is Skeet. My name is Spike. And y'all, I thought that was the funniest thing I have ever heard of, because those two men that own that business were named Skeet and Spike. And my mom and daddy bought that, and I laughed. I laughed until I cried.
Oh, mate, that is hilarious.
My name is Skeet. My name is Spike. I gotta find that somewhere.
You have to find it. We have to Google it. You know what I used to have that I loved? I had that little bitty record player. It was plastic.
Yep, I had that too.
It was like a suitcase. So
Right.
actually, I got a remake of one now that I opened up, and the one I remember the most was the Charlie Brown Christmas, which came on TV every year. I don't know if it still does or not, but used to every year. That was a big deal when Charlie Brown Christmas came on. That and the Great Pumpkin.
You always knew when you had a TV guide that you looked at, probably in the grocery store, because your parents didn't subscribe.
Dinner by the TV guide, yeah.
But you knew what day it was going to come on.
You know it was coming on. It's getting close. Well, I had the record that had the book. And so you stick the record on there, and it would go. I meant turn the page. So you would read it along with the.
Yeah.
I loved those, and I had several of them, but I loved those books there were 45s actually, and I loved those.
I liked it too. I just can't remember about Skeet and Spike. That's blowing my mind.
You can't remember?
I can't remember why.
What the actual?
Yeah.
What characters they were?
Yes.
We'll have to figure that out. I don't know. They still show it. That's awesome.
They still show it.
That's what they said. They still show it. Michael Key had the Star Wars record and book.
I don't remember what
I remembered that one. I don't know why I remember that one so well, but I had several other ones. But the one I remember the most is the Charlie Brown Christmas one. But I am glad they still show that.
Well, I didn't know they still showed it. I wonder if they make new ones now, or if they're just the same old ones like they used to be.
I don't think they make Charlie Brown anymore. I think it's just the same one that it used to be that they show again.
Well, I don't know that it would entertain kids today.
I think so.
You think?
Yes.
Well, they're just so.
I think so.
Things have changed so technology-wise.
I still think the children still like it. I really do. Children still loved Mr. Rogers up until he, quit.
Yeah.
And which I'm not finished with my book yet. I'm getting close. But they still, and so I've been watching some of Mr. Rogers episodes because I'm in the book, and I'm kind of they're talking about some episodes, so I want to go back and find them, and they're easy to find. You talk about really slow, and Mr. Rogers was really, really, really laid back, calm, and slow.
Yeah,
it's nothing like it is now.
I think that that's part of what didn't keep my attention.
Yeah, may not.
With Mr. Rogers is the lady in the beginning of Mr. Rogers. I always thought she looked like my grandmother.
Really?
The little redheaded lady.
The little puppet.
Well, no, she was curly headed.
I don't remember.
But she always...
A character on Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was at the beginning of every one of them.
No, Mr. Rogers, he always walked in.
Yeah, but this lady I remember.
Okay. Probably was in Make Believe Land.
Maybe so. Yeah. But she was on every one, and I always thought it looked like my grandmother, who's no longer with us, was my mom's mom. But I would get tickled about that when I was little because I thought she looked so much like her.
Yep. That's interesting.
I told you that before, and I thought you said you thought she looked like her.
I'd have to go back and look.
She was redheaded, and it was kind of curly looking.
I can't remember.
Anyway.
I can't remember.
We can't remember much. We got too many things going on. That's why I have to look at the date every day. You smell our dinner?
I do smell our dinner.
Doesn't it smell good?
It smells delicious.
Y'all know how I always say that I don't know what we're going to have for dinner. I put some beef tips in the crock pot this morning, and we are going to have beef tips and not rice, but mashed potatoes. We might have some freeze-dried turnip greens to go along with it.
In the crock pot.
Well, the turnips won't be in the crock pot.
No, they won't be in the crock pot.
They'll be on the stovetop. But they're freeze-dried. So
it does smell good in here.
I'm almost getting hungry. That's why I thought about that.
It does smell good in here. Granddad's birthday.
Well,
it went well.
It did go well.
It went well. We had a great time. It was a bigger crowd than I anticipated.
Yes.
It really was. I do have a video coming out on it. It will be
tomorrow.
The next video.
Tomorrow.
Oh, it will be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It will be tomorrow.
We don't know what day it is.
You're so smart.
We don't know anything.
But we do have a video coming out on Granddad's birthday. Now, I will say this, and I do say it in the video. I did video at the birthday party, but I didn't do like really in depth because there's a lot of people there. They're there celebrating Granddaddy. I didn't want to take away from anything, and I was just being real respectful of everybody and of him. Last year when we went, it was after the party because we couldn't make the party.
That's right.
And we got to sit down and talk to him, but we were at the party and there was people wanting to see him, and I didn't want to be a distraction, and I was just being respectful. But you guys will see my granddaddy in the video, and that comes out tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you this. I could still be sitting beside him talking.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, y'all, it's just, I enjoy conversations with older people. And they're just able to give me so much insight on things that I haven't been through in my life.
Yep.
Such as not having electricity when he started drinking coffee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He talked about that.
He talked about how he's got to have his coffee every morning. He talked about how he enjoys our coffee and how Shirley took him to a restaurant that morning to have breakfast. And the coffee was so bad that he didn't even ask for a refill. And I said, well, Granddaddy, have you always drank coffee? And he said, yes. And I said, well, what did you do, when y'all drank coffee before you had electricity? And he said, we built a fire.
Yep.
He said, whoever got to it first is who built the fire. And he said he remembered all of his brothers and sisters drinking coffee. He didn't remember any of them not liking it. So coffee's always been a staple in his life. And I had to laugh out loud when he said they went to that restaurant and he didn't even ask for a refill because the coffee was so bad.
That is funny. I remember as a grandkid, Granddaddy had one place he liked to go to. He actually had two, but one of them closed. That was Mango's. But after Mango's closed, it was the Pancake House. And these were all local restaurants, no chains or nothing. And so he would take me to the Pancake House with him, we get up and we go to the pancake house, and he'd always have coffee. And and some of you guys are going to relate to this because to me, this is old school. You don't see this anymore. But he would pour his coffee in a saucer.
Jason told me this, and I have never heard of such.
He would pour his coffee in the saucer because the coffee cup actually had a saucer with it. And he would drink it from his saucer. Now, have you guys ever seen that, or have your grandparents ever done that, or have you ever done that before?
What was the point?
I think the coffee was so hot, they do that to cool it off.
Huh.
But that was really common. That was, see, to cool down. Yes, to cool down the coffee. See there?
People still do it today?
I don't know if they still do it today, but...
Well, if so, we need to come out with a cup and saucer kit.
That would be wonderful. Look at this. A lot of grandparents did that. Look at that. I
have never heard of such. But then again, I don't remember my grandmother ever drinking coffee.
Oh, really?
No, I never remember any coffee being made. And so y'all know Granddaddy just turned 101.
Yes.
And he also has the eye disease, macular degeneration.
Mm-hmm.
So his vision is he can't see. So I asked him, did he have to wait on Shirley? Because he told me that he gets up before sunrise.
Right.
Every day. Now, I said, do you have to wait on Shirley to make your coffee?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, I just push a button. And he's just a real matter-of-fact person, but you have to know him in order to not know that he's not being ugly. That's just his personality. No, all I got to do is push the button.
Yeah.
And it makes the coffee.
It makes the coffee.
But y'all, I got so tickled thinking about him telling me he didn't ask for a refill because the coffee was so bad.
Oh, that's funny. Gosh, look at all the people. Oh, my gracious. That kind of makes me happy. All these people. The grandparents. I've seen grandparents, or my father, or my uncle did it. Yeah, it's just.
We never, my daddy never drank coffee at our house because he waited till he got to work.
Right.
And they always had coffee at the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
And so we never had coffee in my house, but I don't know if he ever did that or not.
Now that I think about it, I can't tell you the last time I've been somewhere that they serve coffee where you got the cup and saucer.
So we need to come out with a cup and saucer.
I have never seen that in a long time. And I never questioned it as, I never thought it was,
But when you told me that, I literally was like, what?
Man, and listen, I'm thinking about the pancake house now, and it was your old school diner. So they had a glass where you went and paid. They had like a glass counter. And when they make the pies in the morning, they'd slice them and stick them under that glass counter.
Oh, my gracious.
And you talking about one of the best homemade apple pies you'd ever eat.
Is that the same place that turned into the glass house?
No.
Where was the pancake house? On Broad Street?
On Broad Street.
Oh, I never went in there.
Right there by Brown Drugs.
I never went in there in all my life.
I've eaten there many a time. Many a time.
And you and I, this morning, rode by our community diner, so to speak. It's called Main Street Cafe. There's several, but that's our one that we frequent the most.
Yep.
And y'all, I have never seen so many cars downtown early in the morning in one spot.
I wonder if they sell their coffee in the sauce.
And that's what I'm thinking. We got to go.
We got to go and see.
We got to go and see.
We're going to be on a hunt
for serving coffee in a saucer.
I want to see if anybody still does it.
Jason told me this morning, I said, where are all these people? And he said, I bet they're eating at Main Street.
Never forgetting that good. I bet they got a great breakfast.
And we've never been there for breakfast. We always go for lunch. And I said, you think that many people? And he said, yes. He said, older people love to have breakfast out.
Home-cooked breakfast.
Home-cooked breakfast. And it made me feel, look here. Who's on here?
Hey, Tracy!
How about that?
I'm
awesome. Sorry. Tracy from Just Dig It Farms. If y'all don't follow her, go give her a holler.
Yes.
But we are on a mission. We are on a mission. What do we have to do in the morning? In the morning. We don't have anything to do in the morning.
We're good.
We may go have breakfast in the morning at Main Street.
And we're going to let you guys know if they got a cup and saucer.
We can't Saturday morning, though, because we got to go to Florida.
What? I'll make a reel. We'll post a picture. We'll do something.
I'm interested to know. I can't wait till in the morning.
I would say we go live in there, but
they don't even have enough
their
internet.
surface is not good.
That has got me really wondering.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on a mission.
Mm-hmm. And if they do, I'm gonna order some coffee, and I'm gonna pour it in my saucer.
We're not gonna be able to stand it because it's not gonna be as good as ours.
I'm gonna pour it in my saucer and see what happens.
And I hope you don't try to pick it up and drink it.
That's what you do. And
Jason, there is no way I could pick up a saucer with coffee on it and it not spill.
And as bad as it sounds, you're gonna have to make a little slurping noise.
Well, you do that anyway, whether you know it or not.
Gotta make that slurping noise,
Oh,
right
goodness. There. I am tickled about this coffee on the saucer. Matter of fact, I might ought to call Granddaddy and ask him about it.
I tell you.
I just want to know why he did it.
Cool
and
it
if
off.
he still does it.
To cool it off.
Do you think he still does it?
I don't remember him doing it outside the pancake house. It was always the pancake house.
That's even more bizarre.
Yeah, it was always the pancake house.
Maybe their coffee was just hotter than the rest of it.
I don't know.
Huh. Kindness in a saucer. No longer kindness in a cup. How about that? So, you guys, we got a big event coming up Saturday.
Yes.
If you're anywhere near Vernon, Florida, and you'd like to come and see us and have some fun, even if you don't want to see us.
That's right.
They're going to have some live music. The weather's supposed to be wonderful.
Lots of vendors.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope some of you guys can come see us.
That's right.
It starts at 12:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
12:30, and it goes to 4.
Yeah, I think that's right. 4 o'clock.
12:30 to 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you can go to Black Barn Blossoms if you're interested in any details about the event, address, whatever. And we hope to see some of you guys there.
Oh, I know we will.
We're looking forward to it. And if you can't come, we
That's
understand.
Okay. That is absolutely okay.
I'm saying that because we won't be going live Saturday.
That's right, because we will be at the event Saturday.
We will be at the event, but we will be backing at them ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say, we're talking about reels and shorts, and I haven't been doing many of them. We've just been so busy with stuff, especially now we're basically doing 6 long videos a week, counting the children's channel, and then 2 live. So we're putting out 8 long videos total a week. That the short videos are kind of gone by the wayside. But if something comes up, I'll do one. Well,
like coffee in a saucer?
Well, coffee in a saucer. But I want to say that Ryan the Roaster's daughter, Marion, made the cutest short and reel of Ryan making pumpkin spice coffee. And as soon as he sent it to me, it was within seconds I posted it because I loved it so much. And I got tickled. That is 100% him. He is the silliest, great sense of humor human I know. Me and him have a very, very similar sense of humor. Very, very similar. And I think his daughter also has the same sense of humor that we have.
Well, I will tell y'all this. You know that there are so many people that we mention that we give credit to. The list is too long to start from the beginning. But Ryan the Roaster, he's up there. He's at the top. And y'all, without him, we couldn't make this coffee thing happen. And that reel is realistic about how he makes small batch coffee.
It doesn't make any small batches.
And I mean, I'm so thankful to him. Yes, he has a great personality. And I think it was just meant to be, while he is Piper's uncle, we have not had that much dealings with him in the past. We've been places where he's been, but until now, we did not realize how similar to us that he is.
Right.
And how much we would appreciate him as a friend.
That's right.
And he just goes above and beyond to make things come together and work out. And enough said. We love Ryan.
Yeah, he's an amazing human, and doing an excellent job with us, for us. And speaking of amazing humans, before we go, we went to Pedals from the Past today. And because we're replanning the missing items out of the fruit orchard,
Mhm.
and there'll be a video coming out this week. And y'all, Tracy from Just Dig It Farm was there, and I was so happy to see her. I could have hugged her for an hour.
Yes, Jason reached out to her, and his hug to her was so genuine that I mean, you could just, I'm going to cry just thinking about it, because I have not seen somebody make a complete turnaround as Tracy has.
Yeah, that's right.
Her health was not doing very well. It's not for me to expand on, but
Right.
She has several videos explaining what's going on with her health. But I am so happy to see her. I don't know what made me cry, because I'm not a crier. But I'm so happy to see her back up and at it. And
Yep.
Y'all just give her some love, because she's hung in there when others would have quit.
Yep.
You know, she was just at a point with her channel where she was growing, and she was, not to say she's not now,
Right.
but she felt like it all came crashing down on her at one time. And she's just a very good person that deserves all the best there is to offer.
That's right.
And y'all, she's a good person.
She
We
is.
appreciate her. So if you don't follow Just Dig It Farms, go do so. She's gonna be phenomenal gardening channel.
Yeah, she is. She is one of my biggest mentors when it comes to gardening. I reach out to her a lot and always ask for her opinions, her ideas. She's the one that helped us design the Alabama parterre garden. She's the one that helped us design the potager garden. She's the one that helps us design and placement of the greenhouse and the front gardens when they start going. It was all her, and she's just the sweetest lady and has so much knowledge when it comes to gardening. So if you love gardening, or if you want to watch somebody that's going to put you at ease,
yes,
and
calm
you down, and almost like meditation, Tracy's channel, Just Dig It Farm, is the best, and that's Just Dig It Farms.
You
That's
know,
it.
we all have that handful of friends that you can count on.
Mm-hmm.
You know that if something happens, this is who I'll call. And Tracy's one of those people.
Yep.
And I'm just so happy to see her back up and at them. And I want everything to do what she wants it to do.
That's right. That's right. And my fruit orchard. I saw somebody say, yep, she helped us design the fruit orchard as well. She sure did.
Good people deserve good things.
Absolutely.
It's happening.
Yep.
She's doing better. She's on the mend. So
she is on the up.
She said that she felt better, and she wanted to work, and she was feeling like she was 30 again.
Mm-hmm.
And she got out in her garden, and she did too much, and she pulled a muscle. And she said, Jean said, I told you to take it slow.
Take it easy. And Jean's her husband Jean is awesome as well. Love him to death. So they're awesome.
She's gonna be one of the contenders in the gardening network of YouTube, because y'all, she knows her stuff.
Yep, she does. She's awesome. Awesome. That's Just Dig It Farms. If y'all don't follow her, y'all go over there and check Miss Tracy out.
Check her out.
Yep.
Because we love her. If she brought tears to my eyes, then we love her. That don't happen. That doesn't happen.
Oh.
All right. So we will let y'all know when we'll be back on again.
That's right.
I know there's going to be some, where are y'all on Saturday morning? But if you're like me, you'll forget.
And I'll make a post too to remind everybody. We'll make a post.
We'll make a post. And don't forget, y'all, if you're anywhere you can come see us. And I guess it's your turn.
Yep. We'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and always, y'all be good.
Y'all be good.